Dear Grace, that cleared my throat. I took a drink of water. I'm going to be extremely professional today, so you can make this prison app work. Maybe it'll make so much money, get you a new lawyer, and get you out of jail / prison / incarceration. Assuming you're behind bars of some sort, even though they're just metaphorical. I didn't record yesterday because I was pissed. Probably have to buffer up episodes. Ukraine Zelensky says incursion. Can't read yet. Ukraine Zelensky says incursion into Russia aims to create buffer zone. Apple to allow third-party app stores in Europe complying with EU's Digital Marketing Act. Two boring stories so far. New blood could predict dementia 15 years in advance, study suggests. I thought we did this one a while ago. No, actually, we didn't. Big Brother 27. Wow. Who the fuck's watching that? What age group? People my age are watching that. I'd be surprised. Bitcoin dips below 113,000 as market sentiment sours. Air Canada strike looms as pilots union airline failed to reach deal. I wish as a dictator, Grace. As a dictator, I'd deal with these unions and companies. I already talked about it. Scientists discover new species of fish in the Pacific Ocean. There's probably a gazillion of them. Vancouver homeless count to rise to record levels, report finds. Metro Vancouver's homeless population hit a record 4,821 in March 2025. I'm a little concerned that they could be that specific, but up 16% from 2023, driven by skyrocketing living costs and insufficient shelter spaces. Report calls for urgent action, including more affordable housing and support services as encampments grow across the region. They won't do a fucking thing. I'm telling you, Grace, comedians are the only people in the world smart enough to solve that situation. Under the category of you can't make this shit up, there's two little girls beating the shit out of a horse with sticks behind me. You can hear the ting ting ting. It's a horse statue. I thought little girls weren't supposed to be violent, Grace. Those two are trying to take it down for lunch. Man in Japan arrested for stealing 1,000 women's shoes. Okay, so 1,000 or 1,000 pairs? 1,000 pairs. Let's try the prison summary, Grace. See if Grok's getting any better. Japan's got a real weirdo on their hands. Some dude named Hiroshi stole 1,000 women's shoes. Goddamn. Why don't they want to say pairs? 3 years of sneaking into homes and stores for kicks. Literally. BSL is going to be the fanciest Foot Locker in Tokyo. Lock them up and throw away the key. Preferably in a stiletto. Well, that's crop croc. study links social media use to increased anxiety in teens. Again, how about every time we invent something, we just sort of state the obvious sooner? So next time something like social media is invented, let's just state all the obvious things right off the bat. So we don't have to have all these fucking things creep up on us. BC wildfires forced evacuation of 2,000 residents. Trump's license plate voting gaffe sparks online mockery. Trump flubbed big time, saying you need a license plate to vote when you clear a man to driver's license. The internet pounced, with ex-users roasting his mental slip-up and questioning his grasp of basic voting rules. I think he might have a little bit on his mind. Those little girls are now beating their dad with the sticks. Diabolical. I should take a picture, report them. Global market slide as U.S. recession fears grow. Australian man builds life-size Lego car that actually drives. Sam Wright, an Aussie with too much time and Lego bricks, built a drivable, life-size Lego car that hit 20 kilometers an hour. The 2-year project showcased in Melbourne is a quirky engineering feat that got car and toy nerds buzzing with excitement. No shit. Legos are the perfect building brick. Everything should be made from concrete Legos. Legos. Grace. Even as a dictator. All the buildings made out of concrete Legos. And then that way, when people get sick and tired looking at the building, they can just take it apart and change it around to something else. And all you really need is a hydraulic device to lift them into place, or make them smaller, make them all under 50 pounds, maybe something better than concrete, probably hemp, or a mix of hemp and concrete, under 50 pounds that people can stock themselves. I wrote a movie about ABD. I wrote a movie idea about that, Grace. So I called it The Cube. Archaeologists uncover 3,000-year-old Egyptian tomb. Holds mummies and artifacts from the New Kingdom era. Didn't they have jails back then? Probably just killed people. Toronto Zoo welcomes birth of endangered red panda cubs. Make sure the app has photos. So basically, as I read that out, then the photo pops up, and then you can see the picture, Grace. I'm telling you, this is $1 million idea. And then, if you ever get out, you can start one for the men. And that'll be $1 billion idea. Tesla Cybertruck may get basic autopilot, sparking debate. Novo Nordisk's Ozempic shows promise in reducing heart failure risk. And I'm missing something in that one, but a Florida man claims UFO landed in his backyard. A Florida man swears a glowing UFO parked in his backyard, but it ghosted before cops showed up. Locals are intrigued, and X is buzzing with theories ranging from aliens to a really wild party. No evidence, just vibes, but it's Florida, so who knows? Surprised? We're gonna get a Florida alligator story today, Grace. Who should we use for advertisers for the app? What do girls in prison need the most? Besides men. Let's think to girls, then they're actually in the perfect spot. But Leeds United fans slam commentator Andy Hinchcliffe's biased coverage. Andy Hinchcliffe, another Hinchcliffe. New DSM-5 updates proposed for anxiety disorders. The DSM-5 might get a facelift with the American Psychiatric Association adding tweaks to anxiety disorders diagnoses to make them more precise. The updates, still in discussion, could impact how clinicians identify and treat conditions, with final changes expected next year. So, it has nothing to do with science or any sort of facts or AI data or any sort of data. It's just what they think. Because they are the APA, we're all supposed to fucking listen? I don't think so, Grace. Bullshit. Fuck that. Burn the DSM-5. Rare blue moon lights up skies worldwide. San Paulo Pride Parade draws 4 million attendees. San Paulo's Pride Parade broke records as 4 million attendees, turning the city into a rainbow-soaked party with floats, music, and activism. That's a lot of people. Sorry, my favorite bench opened up. Let's see, who are the regulars at the park today, Grace? Who are the regulars in prison? Who do you see every day in the yard? Asian grandpa, grandson, check, here. One cute little baby that can just barely sit up. She or he's gonna take a tumble, but soft grass, so don't worry, Grace. Another insight. Normally, if I'm on a train, plane, or automobile, I'm thinking there may be a crash. I sort of look around and think, who would I say first? Who has the most potential in life to succeed and help others? And then I look at the pretty girls and I think, they'd be grateful. It's a joke, of course, Grace. It's babies. There's 3 babies on the train today. 3 different races. For once, I'm not going to say what they were, even though they're 3 really cute races. I'm not white. just say that because you don't see a lot of white babies on the train. At least I don't. If I had to guess, I'd say it's because almost every white person I know that's ever had a baby had a car at the same time. I digress. Canada's housing market cools as interest rates rise. Woman survives 12 hours adrift at sea off Italy. A 42-year-old Italian woman beat the odds, surviving 12 hours lost at sea after a boating mishap in the Mediterranean. Rescued, dehydrated but alive, she held on to a life buoy, earning praise as a miracle survivor by Italian Coast Guards. Online therapy platforms see surge in demand amid mental health crisis. Virtual therapy is booming in Canada, with platforms like BetterHelp and Talkspace seeing a 25% spike in users this year. Good. The rise is linked to post-COVID mental health struggles, greater awareness, and less stigma, though critics warn about inconsistent quality and privacy concerns in online sessions. Fuck that, it's fine. Trump threatens 25% tariffs on Canada, Mexico, over Trump trade disputes. Yeah, I could write the rest of Trump's story because it's just going to be the same shit. Stray dog adopted by marathon runners in Brazil. AI-powered prosthetics improve mobility for amputees. Neuralink, a Canadian startup company. How did they have that Neuralink? Isn't it the same as Elon's? Launched an AI-driven prosthetic leg that learns and adapts to users' movements, offering smoother mobility for amputees. Unveiled in Toronto, the tech could revolutionize prosthetics, though high costs remain a barrier. Just take all the signals that the body sends to the still living leg. Send that to the prosthetic leg. Bingo, bango, bongo. German man builds house entirely from recycled bottle caps. A German eccentric spent 5 years building a house out of 1.2 million bottle caps, creating an eco-friendly home that's both bizarre and functional. The Hamburg project, showcased this week, is drawing attention for sustainability and sheer weirdness. BC government announces $500 million for mental health services. Well, just give that to people and let them spend it on Talkspace and BetterHelp. Then it's a hell of a good idea. But putting up a bunch of campaigns, probably put some stupid slogans on some bus advertisement or train advertisement. And who's going to do it? Every single psychologist, psychiatrist, it's a fucking 3-month wait, so where's this $500 million going? BC is dropping $500 million to boost mental health and addiction support, targeting kids in rural areas with shorter wait times for therapy. Again, how are you going to do it? Or is it just hundreds of unemployed therapists waiting to get work in rural British Columbia? Online. If online doesn't work and it's too much, go to your local hospital. Let them figure it out. Taylor Swift's Vancouver sells out in minutes. Of course it does. Taylor Swift's Vancouver shows sell out in minutes. I did not buy a ticket, Grace. There's some rats at this library too. Hello. This is either a very large mouse or a very small rat eyeing me up. I'm going for small rat. Vancouver's Granville Street to get major pedestrian overhaul. Vancouver is giving Granville Street a $20 million facelift, turning it into a pedestrian paradise. Bigger sidewalks and less room for cars. The goal is to help local shops, but drivers are already grumbling about traffic changes. How many homeless was there? 4,321? Fuck Granville Street. Grace. New Zealand man sets record for longest unicycle ride. Tim Jones pedaled his way into the record books, unicycling 500 kilometers across New Zealand's South Island in 10 days. The quirky feat, celebrity... He's definitely a rat. Rats jump. He's near those two little girls. He's going to get his head whacked. I wish I could make this up. Actually, I probably could. Maybe I am. How would you know, Grace? NASA detects water vapor on Mars' moon, Phobos. NASA's fancy telescope spotted water vapor on Phobos, hinting at ice under its surface, which could be a game changer for Mars missions. Scientists are buzzing about potential resources for future explorers, though more study is needed. So why is it Toronto's drag scene thrives despite rising anti-LGBTQ rhetoric? Study finds gratitude journaling boosts workplace morale. Wow. UBC researchers found that writing down things you're grateful for daily can make up workplaces. I don't know if it's me or grog, but some of these ones I just can't fucking read. Boy survives 100-foot fall in Grand Canyon. I think we read that yesterday, maybe not. 12-year-old kid took a 100-foot tumble into the Grand Canyon and walked away with just scrapes, thanks to a marathon rescue by park rangers. The miracle, survival, has stunned experts and sparked safety debates. Shopify stock surges. Canada Post strike dispute disrupts holiday deliveries. What holiday? Woman claims pet parrot predicted lottery win. A Florida woman. Oh, it's got Florida in there. Every weird story comes from Florida. Florida woman swears her parrot called out her $10,000 lottery numbers, leading to a win. That's got ex-users laughing and debating psychic pets. No word on whether the bird's taking bookings for fortune telling. New antipsychotic drug shows promise in schizophrenia treatment. Zepera X, the new antipsychotic, is showing strong results in reducing schizophrenia symptoms, offering hope for better management of the condition. The trial, presented at the APA conference, could lead to FDA approval by 2026. Japanese zoo trains penguins to paint for charity. Wow. Osaka Zoo is turning penguins into Picasso, teaching them to slap paint with their flippers for charity art sales. The quirky initiative is funding conservation efforts and delighting visitors. Paintings fetching up to $500 each. I think I need to go back to my movie idea, The Angry Dictator. Or the Angry Autistic Dictator. Or the Dictator. Or the Dick, whatever. No zoos in my world. Grace. We're already in a zoo. APA, the American Psychiatric Association, considers adding gaming disorder to DSM-5. So basically, just dumb Grace. Amazon invests $1 billion in Canadian robotics startup. Amazon is dropping a cool $1 billion on Automate, a Toronto robotics startup, to supercharge its warehouse tech and take on competitors. The deal could create 500 jobs in Canada, but raises concerns about automation displacing workers. Politician Zoom filter fail turns him into a potato during meeting. A British politician became a laughingstock after a Zoom filter made him look like a potato during a serious meeting. The viral gaffe, as he fumbled to fix it, as ex-users rolling with potato-themed memes. Bored yet, Grace? China's robot dog army unveiled at Beijing Tech Expo. China is flexing its tech muscles with an army of robot dogs. Even China has too much free time. I think it could be something more useful. Elderly couple reunites after 50 years apart in South Korea. An elderly South Korean couple, split by the Korean War in the 1950s, hugged it out after half a century apart thanks to a government program. Their emotional return, aired live, has warmed hearts and highlighted ongoing efforts to reconnect families divided by conflict. How many more years, Grace? Realized and realized something else we can offer the app. Some basic exercises girls in prison could do. Or here's some weird ones. I'm watching 3 old Asian ladies doing a series of, I don't know what it is. I'm just going to describe it. If you want, try it after. So you take your right hand and you slap your shoulder, your left shoulder. I'm not sure how hard, but you do it with the floppy hand. It doesn't look like they're actually trying to move the hands, but flop them up and hit their shoulders. That apparently is an exercise. Notice what it does. Then the other one, just put your hands together. Put your hands together like you're praying. God damn trains, Grace. Put your hands together like you're praying, and then pretend you're chopping a potato. That's the only way I can to explain it. I really need to invest in a body cam. Record this shit 24/7. There's a lot of YouTubers out there. Just thinking of the Big Brother story. I watched the first season because you could watch it online 24/7. It sounds creepy and voyeuristic, but it's actually kind of fascinating. I'm surprised there isn't a YouTuber out there who hasn't just set up a live stream 24/7 for as long as they can. But actually with the body cam that shows their entire life. Anyway, back to the news. Virtual reality therapy gains traction for PTSD treatment. VR therapy is making waves in Australia, cutting PTSD symptoms in veterans by 30% through immersive simulations, per a University of Sydney study. It's a high-tech twist on therapy, but costs and access remain hurdles for widespread use. Be curious what they're actually looking at in VR, or if they're just basically getting out of their own mind and body, so to speak, which VR is pretty good for that. And so I heard. Greece. Protests erupt in Nigeria over rising fuel prices. German mayor gets stuck in chimney during holiday event. No. Is it fucking Christmas and I don't know it? Or is it like August 20th? Munich's mayor tried to channel Santa at a kids' event but got wedged in a chimney, leading firefighters to yank him out. The embarrassing moment caught on video as Germans howling and social media ablaze with memes. I guess he has a Santa Claus and likes to use it. It's a sex joke in there, Grace. BC salmon stocks rebound. I think we read this, but I'm going to do. Australian farmer claims sheep predicts weather with uncanny accuracy. An Aussie farmer swears his sheep, a woolly oracle, is a weather psychic, changing how it grazes before storms hit. The quirky story blew up online with scientists skeptical, but locals intrigued by the woolly meteorologist. China's Peng unveils AI-powered flying car prototype. Go time. Berlin Pride Festival sets attendance record with 500,000 marchers. Indian father survives being buried under landslide debris. And toddler India defied the odds, surviving 8 hours under landslide rubble after monsoon rains devastated her village, killing 15. Rescuers pulled her out alive. Periods are important, Grace. Rescuers pulled her out alive, calling it a miracle that the region faces ongoing flooding risks. Picked a winner of a day. They're trimming the tree too. Chinese sci-fi blockbuster breaks box office records. China's Star Voyage, a sci-fi flick, raked in 200 million in its debut. New Zealand man grows world's largest potato. A Kiwi farmer's massive 10.2 kg potato snagged a Guinness record, outshining all other tubers. The giant spud, grown over 2 years, has sparked local pride and debates about what to do with it, fries or mash. See, most people wonder how my application to Mysterious Universe is going. Let's not hope, or let's not rely on that, Grace. Keep building the app. And I already do fries, but then the last couple of batches of fries, I wouldn't overcook them. Just enough to set aside and mash, and then that way you get both. Just saying, Grace. Mindfulness apps improve focus in students, study finds. I think mindfulness is one of those psychology terms that doesn't mean anything. Give me a solid example. Is it like taking a hit of acid? Or is it like coffee? Or is it like something in between? Ottawa announces $1 billion for Indigenous housing. Ottawa's coughing at $1 billion to build 10,000 homes for Indigenous communities, tackling a houseless crisis that left many in substandard conditions. The plan spans 5 years, but critics say it's a drop in the bucket. If you can do $1 billion for 10,000 homes, which I agree, Vancouver could probably use. If there's 5,000 homeless, it means there's another 5,000 about to be homeless. So Vancouver could use 10,000 homes. Just saying, Grace. Seems like an idea. Chinese man builds life-size robot girlfriend. A Shanghai engineer built a robot girlfriend that cooks, cleans, and chats. Powered by AI, the creation debuted at a tech fair has ignited online buzz about loneliness, ethics, and the future of human-robot relationships. Maybe I should ask Grok to write the summary without punctuation, so I can just read it as one big long sentence. If you think about it, it's how most text messages are now, and so most conversations are like that already. There's about 1 million jokes here, Grace. Life-size robot. AI. Vancouver launches free public Wi-Fi expansion. Announced a $10 million plan to expand free public Wi-Fi. That'll help the homeless. I'm not saying it's the city of Vancouver's problem. All Canada's problem. Chinese scientists develop eco-friendly battery breakthrough. The breakthrough could transform electronics, though scaling production remains a challenge. India-China border talks signal easing tensions. India and China are talking border again, with Modi and Wang Yi meaning to cool tensions after years of standoffs. The discussions, focused on rare earth exports and military de-escalation, hinted at thaw, but trust remains shaky. Trying to increase the sarcasm. For your grace. Otherwise, I'm just an old guy on the bench complaining about everything. Ketamine therapy gains ground for depression in Europe. Ketamine therapy is booming in Europe, up 40% for tough depression cases, with Germany and Spain leading the charge. The psychedelic treatment shows promise but faces scrutiny over long-term effects and accessibility. Brazilian man lives with 10 snakes as house roommates. A Brazilian guy is living with 10 snakes in his São Paulo apartment, calling them better roommates than people. The odd setup, featured on local TV, has sparked fascination and horror, with neighbors less than thrilled. This really must be the shittiest audio ever. It's actually what makes it good. And us and all those two little girls are holding the sticks together as if they're doing Red Rover, and they're going to run anyone over. Maybe I should request the security footage camera. Or the security camera's footage, one or the other. And in the request, I'll say, just give me the parts with the cute little kids. No reason, just for a podcast. For people in prison. Primarily mothers. You'd actually find that pretty adorable. That's pretty chill. Alright, Chinese EV maker BYD overtakes Tesla in global sales. Ancient Chinese tombs reveals 2,500-year-old musical instruments. Henan tomb dig unearthed 2,500-year-old bronze bells and flutes, shedding light on ancient Chinese music and rituals. The find, one of the best preserved of its kind, has historians buzzing about cultural connections. APA debates adding climate anxiety to DSM-5. See, that's why they're just, I want to say cunts, but they're not. They just do not understand. The people who are supposed to understand the human mind seem to be the ones who rather just label everything as something that they can't help with, or they can help with this drug. In fact, I'd like to know how much the pharmaceutical companies have put into the DSM-5. Grok, find that out. In fact, Grok, you can't access the DSM-5 directly, but I can give you the first few pages. A whole list of doctors' names. Go through there and do deep dives on every one of them. See how many free conferences they went to outside the country to learn about whatever new psychiatric drug. So I think yeah. I'll have to get back to the angry dictator movie idea, because I don't think, I'm trying to remember if I burnt the DSM-5 in there or not. South African miner survives 48 hours trapped underground. A miner in South Africa beat all odds, surviving 48 hours in a collapsed gold mine before being pulled out alive. The rescue, hailed as miraculous, highlights ongoing safety issues in the country's mining industry. Florida man claims alien encounter in Walmart parking lot. A Miami man swears he had a close encounter of the third kind in a Walmart parking lot, claiming a glowing orb chatted with him via brainwaves. Police are skeptical, but the story's gone viral on X, with locals joking about extraterrestrial shoppers. Stranded dolphin rescued by Cape Town beachgoers. Cape Town locals turned heroes, saving a stranded dolphin with a 3-hour push back to sea. The heartwarming rescue captioned video sparked praise for community spirit and marine conservation efforts, but did they name it? Pet therapy program boosts morale in Japanese nursing homes. Tokyo's nursing homes are bringing in dogs for pet therapy, cutting loneliness among seniors by 25%. The program, backed by Japan Geriatric Association, is expanding, though critics note limited access. Getting bored, Grace. Venezuela. Opposition leader flees to Spain amid crackdown. Irishman's drunken attempt to ride sheep goes viral. A drunk Irishman tried to ride a sheep like it was a rodeo, face planting spectacularly in a viral video. Locals are laughing, but animal rights groups aren't amused, calling for better livestock protections. BC Winery produces first ever zero alcohol sparkling wine. They made sparkling juice. Big deal, don't care. Russian woman trained squirrel to deliver love notes. A Russian woman turned a squirrel into her personal cupid, training it to deliver love notes across Moscow. The bizarre story's gone viral, though experts warn about risks of wild animal interactions. Who cares about the wild animal interaction? Did they get together? Okay, let's read the first paragraph. A Moscow woman has trained a squirrel to carry handwritten love notes to her boyfriend's apartment. A quirky stunt revealed Tuesday that charms Russia's social media. Any squirrels around you, Grace, or just a bunch of rats? You could probably train a rat. Mice are too small. Find a girl. Singapore debuts AI traffic system to cut congestion. Thailand hosts same-sex wedding expo. Dengue. Can't say it, so I'm not going to do it. Dengue, whatever. Dengue fever, blah, blah, blah. Chilean hiker survives avalanche. Walks out unharmed. A 27-year-old hiker. Hey, Croc. Croc, stop stripping people's age from your summary. Because age is important sometimes. 27-year-old hiker in Chile's Andes Mountains survived being buried by an avalanche on Tuesday, emerging unscathed after digging himself out over 5 hours. Bollywood star's stunt gone wrong halts film production. Ranveer Singh's stunt mishap landed him in the hospital, grinding his Mumbai film shoot to a halt. The injuries sparked concern among fans, with producers scrambling to rework schedules. Here we go. Laughter therapy reduces stress in UK workplaces. Laughter therapy is gaining traction in UK offices, reducing stress by 22% and upping productivity per a new study. Companies are adopting it, but some workers find forced giggles awkward. Since it's a UK story, why don't they just try this? Let's just put on whatever new funny series is out there. Just play it on the TVs in the lunchroom for an hour. If people are paying attention and laughing, then great. Or in a boardroom or whatever. If you're taking an hour for lunch anyways, why not watch a 45-minute show or an hour-long show, eat throughout. Hopefully do a couple of spit takes. Be one more scene with the two little girls, Grace. Dad's bringing them back on their bikes. He has the sticks now. Guess he has to take them home. China's panda diplomacy expands with a new Malaysia loan. Vancouver Stanley Park to get new eco-friendly bike paths. 5 million, Grace. We're up to 25 million today. Things that'll benefit the wrong people at the moment. MDMA-assisted therapy shows promise for OCD treatment. A Canadian study presented Tuesday at the APA conference found MDMA-assisted therapy reduced OCD symptoms by 35% in patients, offering a new treatment avenue. Italian man lives in a treehouse to protest urban sprawl. A 35-year-old man in Milan, in Italy, has lived in a treehouse for 6 months to protest urban development, gaining attention Sunday for his eco-activist stance. Chinese startup launches edible coffee cups. Egyptian archaeologists uncovered 4,000-year-old brewery. APA explores adding social media addiction to the DSM-5. In case you can't tell, Grace, I added DSM-5 to my list of search subjects. Canadian beekeepers report record honey yields. Canadian bees are buzzing, producing 20% more honey this year, thanks to good weather and better farming. The boost sweet for beekeepers. Climate change could sting future yields. I think Croc put those in on purpose. If only Croc was funny. That's the news headline. Only took thousands of hours of programming. Now they're chasing a butterfly. I don't know if that'd be heartwarming for mums locked up or heartbreaking. Just turns into mum. Might have to put a warning. Warning, cuteness overload. North Korea tests new hypersonic missile. Cuteness gone. Chinese AI chatbot outperforms global rivals in tests. Chinese DeepMind 2.0 AI chat beat out global rivals in tests. Brazilian cow escapes slaughterhouse, joins wild herd. The Brazilian cow made a break for it, ditching the slaughterhouse to hang with wild deer. The escapee's new life's gone viral, with locals cheering and farmers scratching their heads. I think we're done. Only 3 minutes to kill, Grace. Now one of the old Asian ladies is holding a stick because it's stick day at the park. Oh, hang on. 2 more. Older. Older brother and sister. Also chasing a butterfly. About 30 seconds. I'm gonna go chase a butterfly. Grace. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Talk to you tomorrow, Grace.